Check 1 2. Check. Stand by, everybody. Give me a minute. I apologize. I thought it was done for today. Stand by. Stand by.
From David Pecker, of course, Michael Cohen, this meeting at the Trump Tower.
Okay.
So it could have been a lone holdout or juror or several jurors who wanted more clarification on that matter. What do you read into that? Because that's all we have to go on for the time being. That, and again,
All right, check.
a couple of
Okay.
different notes.
You guys hear me
really
okay?
focused on, getting the details of what the jurors should be considering. What do you think?
Okay. I'm going to keep Neil up a little bit there. I hate Neil Cavuto with a passion, but this is a stream I have. I'm going to go to
I guess
I'm going to go to Twitter.
I don't know that we have that much
as well.
reason to think that
Let me
there
bring
was all
up
that much dissension. One of
the
things
sources
we
that
were
are inside.
discussing during the day
The
was
reporters, I mean,
the
sources.
early notes seem to indicate that they were probing the
Okay.
way the prosecution asked
So,
the jury to see the case, which
again,
was
bear with
really,
me. Obviously, you know what's going
was
on.
there this conspiracy to
I did
influence the
post
outcome
that,
of the 2016
and the judge
election.
did.
I
The
thought
judge
if the
called the
early notes
attorneys.
had
I
been
know this for a
directed toward
fact.
the documents, you might make an argument that they were
That
looking more
he was sending
narrowly
the
at the
jurors
charges.
home.
Once we
Even
start
I know
looking at
Foxy
the
report. Everybody reported it. That was it. We were just minutes away from 4:30. So the jury. So the jury obviously reached a verdict.
Or it wasn't. I guess
I posted that to you guys. I'm like, all right, it's safe. I'm 5 minutes away from 4:30. I'll post the news. We're coming back tomorrow. And I was wrong. We were all wrong. So, and I literally just shut down the computer. I went to go. Dinner was ready because I like to eat at a certain time because I come back in the evenings to report news. And I just went up, grabbed my dinner, and I hear a verdict is reached. I'm like, what? I just shut down everything. All right, so here we are.
It would have been a lot more helpful for all of us trying to prognosticate if we knew which section they were really honed in on.
I'm going to keep that on.
But the fact that it was some, I think, 29 pages that were read to them, it
you guys, I would assume
things about
you can hear Fox News right now, correct?
All of these different things.
And you can hear me. Are you hearing me talking over Fox News? Okay. Let me know in the comments, please. I'll adjust the audio if
we
so.
do know that they asked about those meetings, about Pecker versus Cohen, different parts of the testimony. But what we also
you should be able to hear me just fine. I was pretty much prepared for this. They caught me off guard in a small window. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Stick with me. Here's what I'm going to do, okay?
Only had one set of questions.
I've had a plan for this.
2 notes. They wanted some testimony. They wanted some jury instructions.
Guys, see me all right?
That when they went into that room yesterday,
all right.
for the first time, really freely,
whatever is about to occur in this country,
that there was really only this one point of contention that they wanted to get through before they came back to some kind of decision.
Is going to make history, obviously.
Is that a one-time thing?
All right.
Is there one juror who wants to hear that? Are there 10 jurors that want to hear that stuff?
I am going to, if he is found not guilty, obviously it's not a hung jury. All right. So this is going to be guilty or not guilty. Because it was a hung jury, we'd still be going on probably into next week.
To whatever decision they're at now.
All right, so
I'd be surprised. I could be wrong. Maybe they just went in there deadlocked and they just said, okay, enough's enough. We're never going to get past this. So I could be wrong. I'm just giving you my opinion.
Yeah, sure. What happens is
if we have guilty verdicts in, nobody knows what's going to happen. Is Donald Trump going to be carted off? Is his bond going to be revoked? I mean, is he going to allow him to stay out on bond until sentencing? I don't know what's going to happen here. We're all in the same boat together. Nobody in America has ever experienced anything like this before with a former U.S. president of the United States.
That should be a public document. And again, one of the things I've been concerned about from the beginning.
All right. I'm not on Rumble. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube and X.
We're geared toward that.
But I'm going to give me a moment. I need to tell everybody on Telegram.
And I would add to that, Neil, that we'd really like to see the verdict sheet, because it seems to me
Be
that
right with you
when
guys.
12 people who've never resolved anything together go into a room and have to resolve something important for the first time, they need kind of a structure to guide
Okay,
their
here we go.
discussions. And sometimes a verdict sheet can provide that structure. So I think it's interesting that they said we reached a verdict, but we want to fill out the verdict sheet. The other thing that it seems to me is the sensible way to resolve this case is either you convict on 34 counts or you acquit on 34 counts, because they're all, what Bragg has done here is taken one thing and carved it into 34. So it shouldn't take very long to fill that out. If they have different resolutions of different charges, that would be very strange to me.
All right, now,
Oh,
Shannon,
apparently
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
let
on
you take it
X.
from here as we get ready and go into the next hour. But is it fair to say, I mean, that's what we'll get on each one of these counts?
Okay, now I'm on X. Sorry about that.
How will this play out? Because that's
I
a
should
lot
be
of
on
counts
X now.
involved.
It is, and it'll be interesting to see who the foreperson is, who they've elected among this group.
Okay.
We know included 2 attorneys. That doesn't necessarily mean the jurors will
All
look
right.
to them and say, one of you is the forepersons.
Whew.
So we'll have to see all kinds of mechanics of what's gone on.
This is
who they
crazy,
decided
folks.
To kind of guide them through this process, and where they've gotten to this point here Thursday afternoon at about 11 hours into this.
Okay, I'm going to bring that down a little bit.
Thing that Andy and I
Let me
talking
move
about,
this.
Of course, the fact that the judge at the last minute in the jury instructions
Put
gives them
that there.
options
Okay.
for what the underlying crime is, that they can attach to this what would have been expired misdemeanors beyond the statute of limitations, such that they could choose among multiple things. And he told them they didn't have to be unanimous on that underlying
Okay,
issue, which is
we're
the
live.
hinge and the linchpin to the entire case. And if we do get a verdict, if we do get something from the jury, and as Andy has said, we haven't seen what the official form will be, will we ever have an indication from these jurors, if they do convict, what it was that they felt was the underlying crime, and how many of them thought it was which crime? So we have so many questions. Obviously, we'll wait to see whether any of these jurors speak out, whether today actually does wrap up this case. We just frankly have more questions.
Okay.
Than answers
All right.
as
So
the
she's just
ticket down
speculating
and
right
get
there.
some of those answers we hope.
I'm gonna keep Fox on for the moment. I'm going to go into the courtroom with the reporters. Let's see what we got here.
Obviously, if a guilty verdict comes across of 1 or 2 or several times, then it's up to the
Okay,
judge
so
how
right
to
now, all
handle
the
that
reporters that are currently in,
sentencing. If it came to that,
the
we're all
reporters that
we
are
don't know.
posting on X that are
But
inside the courtroom since the beginning,
The right
all they pretty much
in
are
this
saying is,
instance, Neil,
we have a
you treat
verdict.
this like you would treat
So
other
the
cases
internet
in
is
this
going to be
sense.
dominated by this
This
right
is a
now.
nonviolent crime. President Trump has no criminal record. He should be. This should
Just
be
know
no
that,
prison-type sentence, no matter how it comes out.
President
Should be
Trump, we have your
continued
back.
in the conditions
All
that
Americans, I
he'll be
can speak
under.
on behalf of them. I know I
Obviously,
can.
going to file an
We have your
appeal
back.
if he's convicted, which means
Let me
this won't be resolved in a final
turn off
way
my
until
phone.
sometime next
Well, I'm
year,
getting
if that-
audio feedback
or
here.
if it's that early. And what'll happen is that sentencing will be postponed from now until the usual time's about 3 months. In this case, obviously, with the presidential election, that adds a layer of complication. But I would think that the judge would just continue him on release until a control date that's set for sentencing, probably about 3 months from now.
All right, Shannon, I'll let you take it from here. But again, before I do,
Uh,
I just want to let
folks,
you know that the verdict has been
Stop
reached in this
messaging me
round
in
of
my
Trump hush money
messenger. I am live on
case.
the
So
air
Shannon,
with
Andy, you
this.
have a lot to digest. And very
My
quickly,
messages
to
are
you
blowing
folks.
up right now that the
We
verdict is in.
do. All right, Neil, thank you very much.
People got to
Okay,
check
so
my
Andy,
Facebook
I'll start
page
by bringing
refresh
you
it.
in as our first official guest
I am
as we're on
live.
verdict watch here.
I'm
Do you
gonna
think
put
we
this up.
get a verdict now, or what is your sense that maybe they come back and say, because we know they were about to leave. At least we get everything third hand, but we don't know exactly what the jury has decided. But there'd been an indication that it was going to be a 4:30 dismissal, and then it's like, wait a minute, everybody
Right.
here starts running.
I
It's a
made dinner.
verdict. Does that mean it has to be
It's on the
acquittal or
plate
conviction,
upstairs.
or could we hear from them? We have reached an impasse.
So I think if they say verdict,
You think we've
that
got a
means they've
verdict?
resolved the
Okay.
case. And the other thing is it's too early to say
Okay.
we can't decide. I mean, they
So,
just started deliberating
let
yesterday.
me
and
bring
we're
this
on
down a
the
little bit.
verge of coming
I'll
back
keep an eye
tomorrow.
out.
Seems to me like it'd be
I'm going to
fine.
bring that down. I'm going to keep my eyes on.
And say we don't think we
I'm going to
can
come to your
resolve it.
comments in a second, okay? I
Judge is
promise
saying
you I
it's too
will.
early to say you can't
This is
resolve
very
it.
difficult to do
Virtually
in this
started
type of breaking
in
news,
less than
and you got a
12
lot of
hours
moving parts going
deliberation,
on,
maybe
and I'm
12
trying to
hours
keep up
total. So I think if they
with you
set a
guys
verdict
and
that
bring it
we
to you
could
as
have
professional as possible. You know, I'm a big stickler about that.
And maybe I'm a little
Um,
biased in that regard because I've convinced myself that it would be quick.
I was going to actually wear something else for this verdict.
Okay,
Not that it
so,
mattered. I
we'll
wanted to
figure
wear
out who
an
the
American
person
shirt.
is. We'll know some
I
of
didn't think
what
this
the
was
jury
going to
will
happen
want
today. I
decide,
honestly
and
didn't.
Some of this, if there is a conviction, we won't know unless some of these jurors, one of these jurors
Okay,
decides
so
to
again, I have
tell
no
us where they
updates.
found that underlying crime, if they did convict,
I'll even
what it
I'm
was.
going
We
to go to
don't
Katie
believe
Fing
on
as
who
well
it
from
was.
the other side and
Question is this
NBC,
Texas federal election law,
MSNBC.
which we did
There's
have
nothing,
testimony from an
no
expert
update.
witness here about that.
So
whether they
if
decide to tax
here's
them.
what I'm going to
We didn't hear
do.
much about that during the
If
trial either.
they're
But
doing what
another
they
group
said,
was
they're filling out the
falsification of
verdict
indictments.
sheets or
In addition
cards or
to
whatever they're
those
called.
that are the misdemeanors now elevated to felonies. Do
Um,
you think a juror
we're
talks
waiting on that
what
right
really
now.
happened in that jury room?
We're the world is assuming we're about to get the verdict. I wouldn't see why the judge would put this off to tomorrow. That would be pretty much like torture.
And the fact that some of them will want to speak
Yeah,
will cause
thanks.
others of them
Pink
to
Floyd, The
speak.
Wall is kind of fitting,
So I think
though,
we'll
boss.
find
Yeah,
one or two
another
ways
brick
to
in the
resolve
wall.
what
Here we go.
went on.
It is very fitting, to be
And
honest with you.
I think
All right,
we'll
I'm going to
also
bring up your
find out
comments.
how much of it
I'm
was
going to
driven
keep up
by what the judge
this here with
told them,
Fox,
and
and I'll bring
they
up some
doubled down
comments.
on this morning by hearing so much
What I wanted to
yet
say
again.
is
I really think the most important thing that happened
I
in
thought this
case
through.
was the jury instructions.
I'll have to eat in
Because
front of you.
nothing seemed to be set in stone or final in
I'm
terms of
going
what the
to, if
charges
a
were
guilty
until the
verdict
judge
is,
gave
it
them the
depends what
instructions
what is brought
on this
down,
hearing.
and it
And
depends
maybe
on.
you could say the
Okay, if
summation
worst
to the
case scenario happens, he's
prosecution
guilty,
summation
and they haul him
was
off
at least a statement
and parade
of
him in
what
front of the
government
world in
had
handcuffs.
said,
That's the
here's
worst
the
thing that can
charge.
happen.
But that
I'm
only
going to stay
happened
on the
after the
air with
parties
you.
knew what the judge was
All
gonna
right.
charge the
I'm going
jury
to bring you live
and what the
updates from
charge was
all over the
supposed to
country
say.
Right, they
So,
had those.
I don't
as
think
this
there was a
unfolds in
clear
real
narrative
time.
about
We are
this case
witnessing
until you got to
something
the end of that
unprecedented
jury-
and
that
historic right
jury
now.
conference
Mhm.
where they come up with what the charge is going to be.
All right.
And it was as a result of that
Okay.
that we found out in the summations where the
Yeah.
prosecution was going, and to our surprise,
All right.
that
So
the jury
you're
didn't
welcome. Let me
necessarily
change this
have to
here.
be
The banner.
unanimously in agreement
Let me put this
about
banner
some of the most
out.
important things in the case.
So, to your mind, if they come back with a conviction, as we wait, we have
So we're waiting for
at this
breaking
point,
news.
it would say that they believed enough of what Michael Cohen had to say.
Breaking
We
news
know
will
that on
be
the
the
stand,
verdict
there was plenty of
itself.
testimony, and by his own admission and by pleas that he's made, that he had lied about a number of things to a
Oh,
number
it
of
changes
people and
it.
bodies
So
and
we'll just go like
entities.
that, I guess.
But
We
the
block.
judge had told them that you
All right,
can
I'll give you the
disregard
big.
somebody
I'll give you guys the
altogether,
big one
you
across the
lose no
screen. All
credibility,
right, so
but
there we
you can
go.
also take portions of what you
Okay.
said was actually true. So, as much as
Yeah,
the
right.
prosecution wanted to say this isn't
Look,
solely about Cohen, we have other
one thing
sources,
I'd like
we
to
have
say
video,
about Joe
we have other
Biden,
corroborating evidence.
Joe Biden's not calling the
You
shots.
gotta
He
have
doesn't know what the
something
heck's
they
going on in
really
this
fit.
world.
They're
We know
willing to
perfectly well
believe
Joe
at least part
Biden
of
is
what
a
Michael
is
Cohen
a
had to
puppet,
say.
is that
So I
figure
think
on your
there's one
television
of
set,
two
on your
interpretations
computer
that I think
screen,
correct. Either that one,
and
they actually
he's just the
decided to
one we
credit
could point the finger at and
Cohen's
blame.
testimony in
Biden's
both
not doing a
ways,
darn thing.
or
This
we
is
have to
deep
conclude that
state.
the prosecution
This
was
is
successful in
Barack
what I
Obama
think
as
they tried
well.
to do. I thought
This,
this
you
was
know,
so
all the
clear and
players.
ugly, but
Okay,
above board,
it's coming directly
that they
from
tried
them.
to
Joe is a
project the
puppet. They
idea
laugh at him
that
every
there were
day.
mountains of
They have him out there
corroborations,
in your TV on your
corroboration
TV set, so
for
they don't have to be in the
Cohen's
spotlight.
testimony. Now, it seems to me that
Correct.
there are parts of his
Soros,
testimony that are
a number of them.
like
You know,
former
Soros
President
is only
Bush
one person. You know,
acknowledged
I
they were gonna
connect Soros
structure
to
the
a lot,
arguments to
of
Cohen
course.
that depend entirely on
But
Cohen's
there's quite a few
testimony,
players out there, and
that
there's
they
still
should
quite a
be
few
able to
players out
conclude on
there
the basis of, because
that are
rule of
behind the
law
scenes that most people don't even know the names of.
where
And
an
I still
accomplice
am
has
getting
not been
familiar with some of those
corroborated, right?
names.
But I think the prosecutors may have been able to
Correct.
convince the
I got some
jury
heat today because I called
between
a
the
few people
documents and especially
names. I wasn't
the way
directing
that
at you
Cohen's
guys. Okay, I was
testimony
directing at.
echoed
There's certain
Pepper's
people who
testimony
follow me,
in a number of ways
all right,
that may have
who
made the jury
despise
think
me,
that
and I was
there
talking
actually
to
was enough corroboration
General
to
Flynn's
frame
comment.
Cohen
Okay,
in key places.
from last
Okay,
night, I think
so
it was.
don't forget
I
Trey
posted
Gowdy is
it on
with us
my
as well,
page. It's on my
esteemed
page
criminal
now.
prosecutor, as well.
He talked
You've
about we're
seen
about
many
to,
jurors
at any
sit
moment,
through
we are about
trials.
to witness a
What does this
JFK
mean? Because
moment.
they thought they were leaving for
What he
today.
was
There was
saying,
word that they were
he
leaving
wasn't
today.
saying
What
the
does that telegraph,
assassination.
if anything, to you.
Not at all. He did say the shot heard around the world. What he's saying is that this verdict that we're about to get here any moment, hopefully, or this evening, this will perhaps be the shot heard around the world. Comparing it to the moment of JFK's assassination, what he's saying, this is going to be just as big. Of course, you know, rest in peace, JFK. Nobody's getting murdered here, thank God. But this is as big as a moment since the JFK assassination, this particular verdict. Now, does General Flynn know something that we don't know? Of course, he said in that video, of course, he doesn't know. All right. So we will see. Yes, shot heard around the world. First arrest, too. First arrest. Let me rack my brain. I don't have it in front of me. First arrest will something about show the direction we are going into, we are headed into. So piggyback off of Josh here. Precedent officially set. Okay. Hold on.
Well, and so that gets to my question. You all
Hey,
have
I have to call you back, okay?
Some very high profile cases.
All right. Sorry, it's going to be a little while. Is everything all right?
May hear more of the story, things that were excluded, things that the defense.
Yeah, I'll do it real quick.
And then
Bye.
possibly hearing from
Bye.
a juror at another point. Oh, we didn't know this was an option. That was an option. We didn't know they excluded.
I'm sorry about that. This is real time. I have to do something real quick here. I'm just going to do it right in front of you. What I'm going to do, let me bring this down. Let me bring up this audio here. And give me a moment, folks. I'm going to do something on my phone.
Cases where the
I'm going to stick with you. You can count on me. Not going anywhere.
Verdict, they learn in the media that there were aspects of the case.
I'm also going to bring you everything in real time,
and that they wish they had been aware of. Sometimes they have some, buyer's remorse about the verdict, and that can play into that. Sometimes they authentically do hear information that they wish they had and didn't. I think, Shannon, a big part, and Trey could probably speak to this as well, a big part to me of the difference between this case and the big cases I've been involved in is in federal court, in big cases, judges are they're loath at the idea of stopping the defense from proving things that the defense says are essential to their case. So in these big cases where you don't want to get reversed and where it would be a real resource strain on the system to have to retry the case, if the defense tells you my defense hinges on having Bradley Smith come in and explain to the jury what a campaign expenditure is, because if they don't hear from somebody who actually has knowledge about the subject, it'll be like they're being instructed by Michael Cohen and David Pecker, which is in fact what happened in this case. Most judges I've ever been in front of would be very hesitant not to let that testimony come in. So in those cases, you don't have the situation where they learned afterwards that there were important things that were withheld from them.
And I think it's important for your viewers to understand why Andy just said what he said. So if you're a judge and you rule against the prosecution and the prosecution wins, there is no appeal because the prosecution won. So there is almost this built-in.
Okay, let me get back. I'm going back to your comments. I'm here. I know there's quite a few people right now. I know on Facebook for sure there's near 800 or something. It looks like maybe that's a combination. I don't know. And it's growing. So okay, stick to. Let me do a. No, we don't know anything yet. We're waiting.
Guys, I think Judge Janine is available for us as well. Judge, if you can hear me, what do you make of where we are?
Why Judge Janine's speaking? Let me check Twitter again or X.
But anything is possible. We don't know where these jurors are going, but we do know that we'll learn soon.
Okay, stand by. Judge Merchant has now entered the courtroom, and the jury has just entered the courtroom. Okay. I don't think Fox has reported that, but I can report that to you.
And although there were 34 counts, the counts are very similar.
I'm going to keep that real low. I'm going to keep it on. Again, the jury is now in the courtroom, and the judge is in the courtroom, obviously. So it looks like it's going down. Of course, there's no television cameras in there, but let's see if I could bring it to you, hopefully before Fox.
Bringing into testimony of the fact that Michael Cohen is guilty of a
Okay.
federal election law violation, and that David Pecker had a non-prosecution.
Again, even if they sentence him to be guilty, he's going to run away with this presidential election in a landslide tonight. All right, let me go here. Let me open up a couple. I got to open up several browsers here. Who else is in that courtroom? Okay. So I'm looking on Twitter right now. It looks like all the there's tons of posts saying we support you, we're with you. Okay, I have some breaking news. Everybody hold on to your hats. I have breaking news. Let me confirm it. Trump has been found guilty. I don't know the counts, but right now it's coming in. President Trump has been found guilty. I can't believe what I'm seeing and reading and reporting to you right now. I'm in shock. I have to admit it. I'm in shock. Again, now I'm reporting this. Stand by. Everybody stand by with me. I'm reporting from Andrew Gillian, okay? He just reported seconds ago, Trump guilty. Okay, I'm reporting this to you again. They are asking if President Trump is guilty of all 34 counts so far through 17. I know, through 17. They're through 17 so far. All 17 are, yes, guilty. This is unbelievable, folks, what is happening right now. Okay, I know I seem a little excited. I'm usually calm, cool, and collected, but this is just, even though I was prepared for this, this is unbelievable. Okay. Hold on.
On the bench. And so we are looking now. It looks like we have some of the verdicts coming in. It is quickly coming in here from inside. We are starting to hear that there are guilty. There are guilty verdicts from our producer inside. We're hearing guilty on 1 through 5.
Good God in
1
heaven.
through 12. We have now 13, 14 guilty. 15 guilty. You may hear there are a split of folks here who have been protesting on both sides of this case. Some cheer, some boos, as we are now getting the information from the jury. We're up to 18 counts, 19 guilty. Remember, we have 34 here, 20 guilty. And again, these counts were very similar, what they were looking at. It was different occurrences, essentially, of the same crime, a misdemeanor that was elevated.
I am coming down. I'm taking Fox down. I'm going to keep it up. I have it now in front of me. President Trump has been found guilty on all 34 counts. Let me say something right now. I have a lot of viewers in, okay? Please, I'm going to give you my opinion of what we are witnessing. I had no idea that they'd find him guilty on all 34 counts, okay? I'll keep the screen on there. Fox is a little behind. I have a delay on the Fox feed compared to what you're seeing at home, just probably within about a minute tops, maybe 30 seconds. As they're showing that, I can already confirm it's all 34 counts. So I'm going to go back and let me stick with me. I'm going to give you my opinion. Let me just post this onto Facebook. I'm going to be right with you. Stand by. And I really want to give you my take. And I'm about to go down something that I prefer to stay away from. I'm going to go down the Q road, okay? I think we're at a time now, and I can give you a lot of insight, okay? All right. Just let me post these in real time. Just let me get these out here. It's on Facebook. Let me go to let me put this on X. I know it's like, who doesn't know by now, but there are people who all right. I have somebody screaming upstairs. Oh boy. If you hear somebody screaming and dropping F-bombs, it's coming. I have my whole studio in a basement set up. Yeah, this is unbelievable. So, all right. So everything's posted. Let me go. What I'm going to do, forget the talking heads on Fox. Let me bring up this. I'm going to go and bring up, wait. Okay. I'm sharing the screen. So let's go here. All right. Let's share this tab. Okay. Let's go to streamer. Oh, okay. Let me do this. I'm gonna. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna stay on Twitter right now. Okay, and let me get rid of that. Okay, so this is a live feed of my particular X account, and everybody I follow. Megyn Kelly guilty on all counts. The country is disgraced. Alvin Bragg should be disbarred. They will rule the day that they unleash this warfare to corrupt a presidential election. All right, I'm going to give you my take. I promise. And the internet's blowing up. This is unbelievable. Statement from Mike Johnson. Today is a shameful day in American history. Democrats cheered as they convicted the leader. I heard the cheering of the opposing party on ridiculous charges predicated on the testimony of a disbarred convicted felon. This was a purely political exercise, not a legal one. The weaponization of our justice system has been a hallmark of the Biden administration, blah, blah, blah. You can go there and read that. I'll even repost that too. It's not time to judge people who you like, who you don't like. As a matter of fact, it's a very good point right now that I need to bring up. Okay. What I need to bring up. Can you hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, I should look. Can you guys hear me okay? All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. All right. So let me do this. Bring that back up. Okay. I'm sorry in real time. If you lost my audio, I do apologize. Okay. So I'm so sorry. But here we are. So, anyways, you saw everything on X. He's guilty on all 34 counts. All right. Let me bring myself back up here a little bit. All right, we'll keep that up. So what we're waiting on now is let me check X again. What they're going to do with President Trump. I mean, if they've gone this far, they could put handcuffs on him now if the judge wants to, and throw him in a cell. You know, I know how those. You know, I'm very transparent. I know how this works. Okay. But in a situation like this, nothing will be normal. Normally, if a person in what just happened, let's say it was just an average person, if they were found guilty, they get taken back in cuffs, and then they have to wait for their ride out to go to prison. So it could be weeks to a couple months even. That's how that works. All right. Now I know I don't. It's terrible to even be discussing this. I can't believe I'm discussing this right now. What we're waiting on is, will the judge allow President Trump to stay out? Here's a scenario: to stay out on his bond and come back for sentencing. Okay. And when they come back from sentencing, to come back for sentencing, and he'll set a date. Obviously, I can go out on a limb right now and tell everybody they're gonna do this right before November 5th. So, what I've been telling everybody, and I'm gonna do something that like I said, I never do. All right, I'd like to give some hope in this moment in American history right now. Okay. Normally, I stay away from the Q drops. I posted one today because of what General Flynn said. I urge you to go listen to his words very carefully. I did dissect it. All right. Now, we have been labeled crazy. The movement, the Q thing for years has been labeled crazy. One thing that we need to look for, okay, be ready for a Q drop. That's one thing that we need to keep an eye out. It's been a very long time. Okay. So will a Q drop? We'll find out. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you my take. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat, and I'm going to go down the Q road a little bit. So, there is a possibility. When I said that Friday that the verdict would come, now it hasn't come until it came today, obviously, but tomorrow is Friday. There is a Q drop that says before POTUS departs on Friday. It says that before POTUS depart. As a matter of fact, I think I could bring it up for you. Let me do this in real time with you. Let's see. Stand up. We'll do this together. There we go. Overlay. I'm going to go to my downloads. I think I have it. Yes, I do. Okay. So let me bring these up for you, and we'll just bring them up on the screen. I'll cover myself up. Okay. So there's one. Before POTUS departs on Friday, tomorrow, he will be sending an important message via Twitter. Is this a possibility of what's going to happen? Now, let me bring up another one, which you have seen if you've seen the General Flynn clip from earlier. Okay. There it is. The shot heard around the world, a great awakening, a week to remember. We probably just witnessed the shot heard around the world. Hearing all 34 counts, which is just mind-blowing to me, is the shot heard around the world. Okay? If you're just joining us, President Trump has been found guilty, as you see on your screen there, on all 34 counts. What we are waiting on now is you can see here. I'm going to bring this. I'll do this. Let me do this. Okay, so down in the bottom there, we're waiting to see now if President Trump is let go and comes back for sentencing, which I'm thinking that's going to be a big part of it. President Trump's going to speak. It is important for the nation right now to listen to every single word. If Trump is going to speak in that hallway, to listen to every single word, and I'm going to have to dissect the daylights out of it tonight. Okay? So now I'll admit I'm putting on my Q hat because I can't believe what just happened. So I'm going to go back to all of that. They're obviously, so what we're getting now is we're showing, if you heard it in real time with me, okay? No. This is wrong. Susan, this is wrong. This country is done. It's the only way it can still have. No, this is absolutely not wrong. Okay? Please. All right, stand by. I'm a little behind on your Fox News feed. Here he comes.
Prosecutor and a judge. My job was to make sure that the guilty were convicted and to make sure that their people's civil liberties weren't taken away. I understand the president's coming out.
Okay. Yeah, Judge, if you'll hold on just a second. We see President Trump now. He is
Shut
walking
up.
out. Let's listen.
Trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. There's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were got 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Why should voters vote for convicted felons?
Are you going to drop out?
You believe in the rule of law?
You trust the jury?
Are you not going to protect your record? Are you not going to jail?
All right, the former president
let
speaking
them
there
speak.
briefly, not
Hold on.
taking any questions, has been his practice as he's been speaking here at the courthouse. And remember, he's been under gag order for this trial as well, which has been it's been stretched, I think, to its limits at some times. There have been findings by the judge that there have been violations. But the former president has spoken openly from the beginning, saying that he felt this judge had conflicts. There have been references to his daughter, the work that she does,
Okay.
to Alvin Bragg.
All right, so I got some news. All right, let me go back here. All right, so I've got a date. Donald Trump will be sentenced. Trump's sentencing date will be on July 11th, okay? July 11th, which is, let me go to my calendar. That is a Thursday, July 11th, Thursday, July 11th. And that is exactly 5 days before the start of the RNC. So they're going to try to throw him physically in prison 5 days before the RNC. All right, so let me go back to what I was saying. By looking at Donald Trump's demeanor, I'd like to hear from you in the comments. We're gonna talk as a nation now. I'm gonna bring up your comments as we go along. All right. Hannah says, "I feel the storm is starting." I am with you on that. If you listen to General Flynn, what he said the shot heard around the world. Again, this is a week to remember, and it's only Thursday, and this is going to carry over. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, this is I don't know what patriots are going to do. One thing they need to do, I had a podcast the other night, and I said, we can no longer sit on the sidelines. We can't. And we can't be afraid of the FBI or any three-letter agency. We can't be afraid of the intimidation factor from January 6th. Patriots need to take to the streets. Now, listen to me. I am not saying violence. No. We need our voices heard. We need to stand up in solidarity, not even in this country, all over the world, because other countries, if America falls, that's it. It's over for everybody. We need to stand up in solidarity for this man. It is time. No more excuses. No more sitting on the sideline. Okay? None of that. No more. Oh, they're going to lock you up. That's what they want. I don't care what they want. If they want it, well, they got it. If that's what they want, then they got it, because they have crossed that line today. This is it. If we don't stand up after this, that means the New World Order will do exactly to you what they just did to a former sitting U.S. president. And if you think that you're going to sit at home and watch all this unfold on your computer screen or your TV screen in hopes that everything will be okay, you have another thing coming. President Trump cannot save this country alone. The biggest puzzle piece to all this is we, the people. It is time to exercise your right as an American and stand up for what is right. None of us have lived through anything like this in our entire lifetime. Our forefathers wrote that Constitution for moments like this. We have never had to exercise that. We have never been to this point before. We are in totally uncharted waters right now. It is time to stand up as Americans, and everything that we've taught all the way back in grade school and what we learned about the Constitution and how everything worked. It is time to put that into play. I hope I see protests going on all over. Will they infiltrate? Of course they will infiltrate. Yes, they will try and start violence and fights because that's what the left wants. But that is not an excuse to sit back and do nothing. Everything that this man has done for you, for us, for this country, and gave everything up and put it on a line, we have to get involved. Even if you say script, okay? It doesn't mean that this is not a reality. If you really go back to the Q drops, they stress time and time again that they know the Democrats' playbook. It's so obvious, their playbook. Their playbook became so obvious that the average person like you or me can pretty much predict their next move. Okay? What am I proposing you do? Get out there vocally in your community. Stand up for President Trump. Protest in your communities. No violence. That is not us. We are not that party. I don't believe in that. I believe in defending yourself if it comes down to it. But we have to be seen. We have to be heard. Just like all those idiots that are protesting with the Palestine stuff and overtaking colleges, the reason they do that is because they know the TV cameras are going to be on them. That is why, because that's why they won't give interviews when a reporter comes up to them, who you with? And it doesn't matter who you're with. No, we're not going to talk to you, but they know they're on television. We need to be heard in numbers. I just don't believe any other way. So if we go back, they know their playbook, okay? Back to the Q stuff. Again, let me go. Let me do a quick. I'll give you another interpretation on the Q, and what I'm starting to believe. Okay, so I'm gonna let me just check. Okay, so here's the good news. Okay, there is good news in all this. Okay, you want the good news? All right, the good news is Donald Trump just won the U.S. presidency of 2024. He is your next president of the United States. Now, I know you're saying, well, how is that possible? First of all, by doing that, he just sealed his election. Okay, you just witnessed the deep state on full display. That jury, I'm blown away that all the jury came back on all 34 counts. I thought for sure, I'm like, they're going to find him guilty, and it's going to be a few counts out of the 34. And it's going to be something more minimal. And can he, probably some BS. He could be on probation and do some house arrest or something crazy. I did not imagine all 34 counts. All 34 counts. Hey, good question. Maybe I should go to the Q drops. I'll do that with you. How about that? I'll go to the Q drops with you. Facebook might shut me down, guys, or YouTube, just letting you know. Okay. All right. So let me do this. I have not even checked on 34 counts. Let's go to drop 34. And let's see what we get. Wow, that's the big one. That's the big one. That's right. 34. I had a brain cramp there. I forgot. It's the My Fellow Americans. Over the course of the next several days, you will undoubtedly realize that we are taking back our great country, the land of the free, from the evil tyrants that wish to do us harm and destroy the last remaining refuge of shining light. And it goes on and on and on. Okay. Is that drop a match to the 34 counts that were just given down? Possibly. I don't know. Okay. So what you're seeing in real time with me is a connection. Okay. You're seeing those coincidences pop up. All right. Yes. I think it's going to hit the fan. I think we are at the beginning of what we've all talked about for years when we talked about the storm. Nothing can stop what is coming. Okay. It had to be this way. The ending won't be for everyone. So trust the plan, right? People are saying it, it had to be this way. Trust the plan. All right. All those things you heard and you grew tired of. Okay. You grew very tired of it because nothing was happening. Now I started reporting back in I think the beginning of the year. I started telling everybody, all right, it's time to buckle up. We are entering the end of this craziness because November 5th is when the clock runs out. All right. I have come on here to tell you. Now, listen to this. I have come on here to tell you that, and I've told you for a long time, to watch Ukraine. What happened today? Just before the verdict, go to my page, look at my timestamps. That crazy ass retired CIA guy, Anil Cavuto, the news broke today. Biden's allowing weapons, our U.S. weapons, to be fired into Russia. They were on Cavuto, the idiot, talking about it's time. Now is the time, all right, for NATO to get involved and for us to start firing weapons into Russia. This is it, folks. You've got to watch more than just what just happened in America. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Around the world, what is happening right now? Xi Jinping last night announced that he's going to broker a peace deal between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. All right, so he stepped in, and I titled that today, oh, look, there's a new sheriff in town. You have to look at everything, and you have to go back to everything I've posted. This is why I don't stay in a box. I post everything and the events around the world. I know I realize I post more than the average person outside the U.S. when it comes to China and Russia and Ukraine. I post a lot because I feel that is extremely important. Now we have to watch for the. Now is the time to watch for false flags. Okay. Okay, I want to go to this. Pamela in the comments is saying they took down his 88022 donation site. I have no idea. Pamela, I'm going off of what you're telling me. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but I have no way of knowing this right now. I'm not about to jump over there. So maybe you guys can verify that. If somebody can do that for me, let me know if that is true, what you see on your screen right there. All right. Again, please, 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 please. No, we are not in deep trouble. I need to reassure everybody right now. Okay. We are not in deep trouble. It looks like we're in deep trouble. You've been told about this for a very long time. If you have not paid attention, I'm going to be the mean guy right now. It is your own fault. You've been prepped. You've been told how this works. You have been you relied on people when it came to the Q drops and what was coming up. All right. All right. Okay. So Josh right now is saying it was taken down. Donald Trump's donation site, the 88022 donation site, or there's a denial of service attack. So I don't know what's going on right now. It says they're working on it. It could be, okay, what it could be. Maybe it's not taken down. Maybe the entire country said, close your ears. I'm gonna speak the way I do behind the scenes. All right. If you're a Christian, you don't like the way I talk. Now's your moment. You got 3 seconds to mute me. So people around the country just saw that now and they said, fuck this. And they went right to their donation and said, I'm donating to President Trump right now. The entire world wants him to be the president. You just witnessed the most incredible moment in American history. All right, so again, that's the Q drops up there. Of course, it's the famous tweet, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. Okay, so as far again, your comments are coming fast and furious. Okay, so again, I'm thinking that with the donation site, Americans are just flooding it right now with donations. And okay, somebody just said, Joan just said, she got on the page, so it's probably just that, they're not used to a flood, and I'm going to guess now and take an educated guess that's what is going on. Okay. All right. So incredible. What's good about this? What's good about this is that all of us crazy ass people who talked about the Q drops, and I'm not a guy I know there's a lot of sites out there who just bombard you with that stuff, and I backed away from it quite a bit. Okay. I've always did boast about one thing because I was so honored. I made the Q drops. I am the Trust Dan Q drop. Okay, that was a great night. You guys know that story. Yeah, there you go. Buying my Friday. That's a good thing. There's a good idea right now, folks. Buy your newspapers tomorrow. That's going to be a collector's item, and as we all know, newspapers are pretty much going, being buried. So if you have a newspaper, get it. Get a headline. Get a physical copy of one tomorrow. All right. All right. So, yeah. Didn't Trump Jr. say there was a mean tweet coming? What was that from, Susie? I post a lot, and I don't remember which ones those were. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to grab a couple of videos for you. I think we should go over these. Language is important right now. Let me play General Flynn, okay? Before I play General Flynn, because what he said, it just piqued my ears and everybody else's ears, what he said last night. I think it was last night, okay? So let me remove this. Hold on. All right. Before I play this, allow me to say, pay very close attention now. Now is the time to pay super close attention to the people who are on Donald Trump's side. Okay? You have some serious cowards out there in this world and people who live in fear. Just pay attention. Pay attention who starts deserting his side because he just been found guilty on all 34 counts. And it's obvious, folks, with all 34 counts, that judge is going to send him to prison. 34 counts. There's no way that judge is coming back and saying, I'm going to put you on house arrest. You know it's not going to happen. We just witnessed all 34 counts in 2 days it took them. So 2 days to go over all 34 counts and make a decision on a former U.S. president. That jury was bought and paid for. If I'm that jury, I hope you got in the deal enough money to hide in seclusion for the rest of your damn life. Now, that is not a threat because I know it could be taken out of context from what I just said. All right? Sure, an appeal. But I got news for you. Real life happens right now. And what I mean by that is, we can't sit back and wait for an appeal or for the Supreme Court to jump in. I get what you're saying. All right? But as far as the appeal goes, look what just happened. The United States criminal court system, in front of the whole world, just convicted a former U.S. sitting president on 34 counts and all bogus. It was a lie. The world knows that. That is the most important part, because if they can do it to him, they're going to do it to us. And the future is awfully dark and bleak. And this is the fall of the Roman Empire, if that's the case. My point is pay attention to who's going to surround themselves with President Donald Trump and who is going to back off. Watch language, listen, read, pay attention to language. Right now, most importantly, pay attention to language in Donald Trump. Pay attention to every single Dan Scavino post from here on out. Okay, we'll check that as I'm live on the air. Let me play for you right now. General Flynn's clip. Let's listen to everybody listen to his language right now. It's very important.
Oh, and then this weekend and then this coming week is going to be a very trying moment for this country. Okay? Because like I said this last night just outside of Dallas, right? And we mentioned it in the film here about assassinations, right? They assassinate by narrative. So this is the first time in the history of this country that we are going to experience something here this week. So there will be another sort of Kennedy moment, okay, a JFK moment. Because when that jury comes out, if that jury finds him not guilty, you will know where you're at, because that will be one of those shots heard around the world. If that jury comes out and convicts him of one, he's got 32 felony counts he's facing. If they convict him of one, that's going to be another one of the big sort of, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if that happens, that moment in time, that moment in history will be unprecedented. It has never happened. We've never been here before.
So there you go. I believe that was last night. And he said 32, but it's 34 counts. And good point. Let me check something real quick. He accidentally said 32. Let me just look. Well, I've got you here. 32. Bear with me. Okay, so this is what Drop 32 says, in case that was really done on purpose, all right? Drop 32 says, maybe one day, but it cannot go slow. The initial wave will be fast and meaningful. It will send a signal to others immediately, and you'll see the tide turn. Not even the mainstream media can hide, and rest assured, some will be jailed as deep cover agents. So I'd have to pick that one apart more, but I just decided to read that with you since I heard Flynn say 32. You just heard General Flynn. He called it. He predicted it. We just lived it together in real time. All right. We just witnessed something that we have never experienced before, and here we are. I don't know what's going to happen in the coming days. The people, look, all right. The people who are cheering for this, and I just got to be honest with you, they're ignorant, they're uneducated, and some along the way, obviously, I understand, misinformed. They got brainwashed for the ride. All right. But they better wake up quick, because this has zero to do with politics. Absolutely nothing to do with politics. And it has, now that he's been convicted on all 34 counts, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump anymore. It is not about Donald Trump anymore. It is about the United States of America, the criminal court system right now, which is what we're talking about. And the future, okay? In front of me, like I say, I have pictures. I have my late wife, and I have my children, my grandchildren. And I look at them every day at work, because I know what I do is for them. I think about, I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. He's going to be 5 in a few days. But 2 and just about to be 5, 2 little boys, 2 little dudes, 2 little grandsons. This, what just happened today, is what they're going to read about in history books. And we cannot allow this to continue. Because if we sit back and do absolutely nothing and we just let this happen, it is game over. And you can forget everything about your plans that you have for the kids and everything else. Because right now, all right, one thing that I've said, the colleges, we have to gut those colleges. If we allow them to win, the indoctrination in the school system will be mind-blowing, unbelievable. The history that will be taught by professors and history teachers in high school and in grade school will be completely propaganda. They will report and teach our children everything that they've been spewing over all these years, all the lies, all the propaganda. That is what is in store for the future of this country and our children and our children's children. You wanted to be a part of the Great Awakening. We are here. We are here right now. I can't predict what is about to happen. I don't know what's about to unfold in the streets. Okay. And I know things are going to unfold in the streets in a good patriotic way. Okay. Correct. It is propaganda now. It is all corrupt. But I'm here to give you some hope, because I didn't think I'd get to a moment where I'd have to speak like this. I've been so careful with what I post and put out there, because I value my reputation of news reporting, and I did not want to get caught up into a lot of the deeper conspiracy stuff. Or my favorite one to post, and I'll always post it, is the one I believe in, is the "where we go, when we go all." That is beautiful, and that will always remain in history as far as I'm concerned, because it that phrase there brings us together as a community. Well, here we are. We are in a dark moment of American history right now, world history. Okay. As a matter of fact, I want to see what world leaders are saying right now. I am so interested in what world leaders are saying about this. So it's obvious that there's an attempt to overthrow the United States of America, and they're doing everything they can to not allow this to happen, not allow Donald Trump into office. Okay. There's one right there. Okay. I just saw it in your comments. Comments are good. I want everybody right now to get out your flag and fly your flag. Okay. It's summer. Go fly your flag. Get your America, just like 9/11. We just had a 9/11. Now, sure, a building didn't fall, or buildings didn't fall, and people didn't die. But you know what? That visual, that's what we're walking into. And that'll be the entire country if something is not done about it. If you're sitting back, I challenge everybody, especially if you're not, I get it. There's a lot of elderly folks who follow me. They can't get out there. I get that. You know, you can pray and you can get your flag out and do whatever it is you can. You can share the truth. Now, here's the next question, too. How long am I going to last on Facebook after all this craziness? So it's going to be something else. And again, I have to tell you right now, all my social media pages. I need all of you to also go over to poptalk.io. Make sure you sign up, because if I go missing, which is now a very strong chance on Facebook, you can find me over there. Of course, I'm on X, I'm on Telegram, and always Rumble. You'll get these live streams. Rumble will always have it. Even though I'm not broadcasting on Rumble now, the breaking news, you can always find me there with the videos. Okay, this one caught me off guard, and Rumble, I needed a few extra moments to upload to get on there, but it's okay. So get out your flags, please. Fly them right now. Okay. Yes, you're right. Facebook's going to have. Okay, so Wanda's telling me the Trump donation site has crashed. If that means again, I don't know. All right. So here we are. Let me bring up Twitter real quick for you, and I'll get back into the Q things again, because everything's unfolding. I'm doing my best job for you guys to bring this to you, give you my take. I want to hear you in the comments. Let me get this. Okay, let me share this tab. All right. Okay, let's go over to X, and let's go over here. All right. I'm just going to read some of these. This is all real time. Will you still vote for Donald Trump in prison? Oh, everybody will vote for Donald Trump in prison. Okay, Governor Larry Hogan. Regardless of the result, I urge all Americans to respect the verdict and the legal process. I understand why she just, again, cover your ears. I'm asking everybody to cover their ears. I know it seems unprofessional of me, but you know what? I'm jacked up right now because that's how much I care about this country and the future of my children. But again, fuck you, Larry, because to respect the verdict in the legal process, we just witnessed the most corrupt thing in criminal law we've ever seen before. It says, at this dangerously divided moment in our history, all leaders, regardless of party, must not pour fuel on the fire with more toxic partisanship. We must reaffirm what has made this nation great, the rule of law. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to quote this. And again, like my language or not, and that's what I'm going to say. How can anybody respect that? That is unbelievable to me. Pay attention. Again, I just told you, pay attention to the people that are, there we go. Sorry about that. I just had a little glitch. Pay attention to the people that are the way their language is, what they're going to say now. Okay. You're going to see true colors at this point. True colors, regardless of what side they're on. True colors. All right. So back to X. Let's go here. Start over. Okay. GOP. Me. MAGA is pissed. We are witnessing. I'm going to read real tweets the way Americans are feeling. This is going to tell you what is about to come. We're witnessing legitimate tyranny and injustice. However, very good. We're not going to riot, and we should not riot. We're not going to flip cars. No. There'll be no summer of MAGA. There'll be no terrorism. We're going to dig in our heels and make sure our convicted felon is sitting in the White House in 20. You've done messed up, Alvin. There's absolutely right. I'll say it again. We are not the party of violence, but we need to get out there. We need to be seen. And President Trump needs to see our support. He needs to see our support. Get out there with your flags. Organize in your community. Film it. Get it out there because, Trump will repost it. Make the mainstream media cover you. Screw them. I can care less. I'll post everything that you guys do out there in the streets if that's the case. Have the class. We are the party of class. There's a reason we're called MAGA. And there's a reason it says make America great again, because we have common sense. We have decency. We have God. And if it comes to a moment where they F with patriots on the streets, hey, let them, just like in the famous Rambo movie, they drew first blood, not me. We're not going to do that. But you have the right to defend yourself. You have rights. You have amendments, the Constitution. Implement your rights. All right. Back to this. Let's see. Yep. Never forget this day. I agree. This is like 9/11 moment. Never forget this day. So 5:30. 5:30 is today. 5:30:24. Kyle Rittenhouse. This is a miscarriage of justice. Donald Trump should not have been found guilty. All right. All right. Here's one of President Trump leaving. It was probably after his statement. There's footage of him getting in his vehicle and going. I don't know what the plan is. I assume he's going back to Trump Tower. Will he depart this evening and head back to Florida? We'll see. I would assume so. He probably wants to get the hell out of here. All right. So, all right. Start this over. Time for Mike Collins says time for red state attorney generals and DAs to get busy. Okay. The elites have gone too far. Throwing Trump in prison is an act of treason. Watch. Okay, I'm not going to play a video. Attorney General Ken Paxton. Let's see what he's got to say. From the beginning of this sham trial, I stood by President Trump, and my support for him is stronger than ever. As Attorney General of Texas, I will unleash every tool at my disposal to fight this blatant corruption and political persecution spewing from New York and the Biden administration. Okay. Okay, Graham Allen says the America you knew is dead. God help us. I understand that feeling, okay? Let's go to Jesse Waters.
About to beat Joe Biden. Trump was found guilty because he beat Hillary and is about to beat Joe Biden. I thought I'd be angry, but I feel this cool resignation, this resoluteness that we're wounded as a country and we're not going to go down, that we're going to get back up, we're going to regain our strength, and then we're going to vanquish the evil forces that are destroying this republic. Trump was found guilty because he beat Hillary.
All right. So again, sentencing is for the 11th. We knew this would happen. It's a sad day in America. I don't care what they say about him. I'm still voting for President Trump. We have the appeal process and the election ahead. Trump just won bigly. Okay. Trump's about to raise $1 billion in donations. So there it is. Okay. From the Hodge twins. I think you guys are right. I will, Sean here, I don't know who this is. I will donate $1 to the Trump campaign for every retweet this post gets, up to 5,000. Well, I'll try to take him at his word. So there you go. That's obviously what must be going on according to your comments. We're going to come back to your comments now. Okay. I'm going to remove this. And here's what I'd like to do. Oh, I need some, excuse me. What I'd like to do is now I'm going to go to your comments. We're going to talk a moment. I'm going to go off the air shortly because once I go off the air, I can regroup and I can start picking things apart. I need to get a quick energy boost here by eating some dinner. And I probably, in all likelihood, there's a good chance I could come back on the air later this evening. It depends on the state of the country and how people are going to react. Okay. But I'm going to cover it either way. So I'll be with you all night long and all the days to come for sure. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and go to your comments right now. All right. I want to hear from you. Anything you want to know, ask anything. Let's talk amongst each other right now. All right. This is unprecedented moment in American history. So we just witnessed what General Flynn warned us about just hours ago. If this is going to be up there, of course, it's not an assassination, but it's up there since the Kennedy assassination to something to happen to a president on a magnitude of a grand scale of what we're witnessing right now. Don't worry, guys. I'll eat. I'll get there. Josh says I'm going to watch. And that's the thing. If you guys are doing it right now while I'm on the air, any reactions you're getting, let me know. You can just tell me to go to someone's page. I'd like to hear from Elon. I'd like to hear from certain people. Like I said, personally, I want to hear from world leaders. I would love, I doubt it. Okay. Because of politics, but we can. I'd love to hear a statement from Putin, Xi Jinping, from Saudi Arabia. I would love to hear a statement. Bruce, if you come back on, please. I do post all the time. It is up to you guys to just continually check my page because you know how Facebook screws with you. Okay. Correct. Christy, sorry. It's not an assassination, but it's a character assassination. Absolutely. All right. Pamela just came back. Thanks, Pamela, for helping me out here tonight. Pamela says all donation sites say under maintenance. So they're crashing is what they're doing right now. Now, there's a chance it could be a cyber attack because they thought Americans would start donating. They'll get it back up irregardless. But I'm going to go with the obvious, if I had to, the logical thinking one, and say that it's because it's overcrowded. They're flooding the server right now. Okay. That's a good question. Isn't the POS, and we know what that means. I've been on a roll. Isn't that piece of shit Biden supposed to address the nation? Well, he's supposed to, all right? But then I heard shortly before the verdict that he decided not to, and I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, he's in Delaware already. What that tells me is that now somebody help me in the comments. I'm told he's in Delaware. Can somebody check that for me? Okay. The reason I'm saying that is he flew the coop knowing that my guess is he got out of town because he knew the verdict was going to be handed down today. Okay. Who put out a statement? Who Biden did? It's a good question. Let me go this. Let me bring this up. Let's go to the White House. Let me see. Let me check these here. Let's go to Joe. Let's go to Joe Biden. This will be a big deal. This is the deep state talking through Joe Biden. Today's the 30th. Nothing. All right, let's try Joe Biden. He's got 2 pages. I don't know. And then we'll go to the White House. I can't see your comments right now, so bear with me. 32 minutes ago, oh no, that's not. No, I don't see a statement from him. Let me go to the White House. What? No, I don't want to archive. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So the White House, I have 3 hours ago. So no, I don't have a statement. Let me come back to you guys. I don't see him. Let me go see your comment. Biden's PR. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know where to look for Biden's PR. I really don't. Well, it'll be on the government page. I assume so. I'll look into that after, I guess. So Josh says, imagine Putin and Xi both addressing the American public. Look, guys, I posted it over the years, the big one, and it says, can China, Russia, and POTUS work together to bring down the New World Order? I've always said that Trump would have to stay out of everything in order for China and Russia to get involved on the world stage. Now, here's another thing, too. Let me just throw this out there. I had a moment today where I decided to have another train of thought. When I put out that post today about Xi Jinping now being the peacemaker, being the moderator to make a peace deal for Israel and Gaza, I all of a sudden thought to myself, I'm like, are they teasing the whole thing with Taiwan invading Taiwan? Just so by moving all their moving parts right now, they're ready on the world stage at a moment's notice, obviously, to be out there in combat if that were the case. Because right now, maybe it's an illusion that they're going to invade Taiwan. Maybe it's just for them to be ready and prepared to be ready on the world stage. I don't know. A lot of crazy things are happening in this world, things I have never witnessed before, never lived through. And that's why I post them all the time. The moving parts that are going on around the world are quite magnificent and alarming. There you go. Hunter Biden's trial starts Monday. And you want to add fuel to the fire? Simple. He walks scot-free. He'll walk scot-free. Okay. Kim says Alvin Bragg will speak at 6:30 Western time. Okay, so that'll be later tonight. You're right. Let's see. So he's been at you guys are talking amongst each other. Oh no, Eastern. Okay, I was wondering why Western. Okay, so 6:30. So Alvin Bragg is speaking about 25 minutes. We'll get that up. Sure. Yeah, maybe Xi is taunting Biden to further expose. There's a lot going on right now. I can tell you this: nothing is a conspiracy theory anymore. Okay, Bruce, I sent you a messenger. Thanks. Hold on, I'll grab it. Okay, thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll read you. I have it right now. I'm going to read. Stephanie just sent me this, and if you haven't heard it, I'll read it with you. Okay. All right. So it says, Biden-Harris campaign statement on today's verdict to Donald J. Trump. Quote, in New York today, we saw that no one is above the law. Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain. But today's verdict does not change the fact that the American people face a simple reality. There's still only one way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office, at the ballot box. Convicted felon or not, Trump will be the Republican nominee for president. The threat Trump poses to our democracy has never been greater. He is running an increasingly unhinged campaign, oh my gosh, of revenge and retribution, pleading to be a dictator on day one and calling for our Constitution to be terminated so he can regain and keep power. A second Trump term means chaos, ripping away Americans' freedoms and fomenting political violence, and the American people reject it this November. Well, if that's not propaganda for you, I don't know what is. That's pretty crazy what I just wrote to you. I'll post that. Thank you, Stephanie. I'll post that on my page as well. Okay. So in other words, it's just the same rhetoric. They're holding on to it still with the division. So again, we need to keep an eye on things, keep an eye on people who keep an eye on their language. Pay attention, like I said, to Scavino, Trump himself, everything. Start reading between the lines. It's fair enough for me to say, start reading between the lines. If this is, okay, a white hat operation, and by judging by, and I don't do things by emotional response, but I'll admit I'm a little emotional, but I'm taking a step back now, collecting my thoughts, thinking rational. But if this is a white hat operation, okay, it's safe to say that this is the beginning of everything we have waited for. This will still be a dark part, folks, but now it's up to you to exercise your rights and stand up for what is right. Of course, in a non-confrontational way. We should be standing up, put your flags out, gather, be vocal, your voices. Okay? Be smart. Be smart out there right now. I don't know what's about to come in the coming hours and through the next coming days. I have no idea. Okay? I have no idea if patriots are really going to rise up all over the country. I have a feeling it could happen. I'm sure we're heading into the weekend. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people organizing. I think they realized this was the one. This was a red line, and they crossed the red line today. And so we need to do what we have to do. We have to be vocal. I urge you to do like I do, which you probably all do who have grandkids. Look at your grandkids' pictures. I do it all day long. Kim says we have to get through this darkest time to get to the light. Right. You know what? It's safe to say now, Penny. It is safe to say, Penny says, be prepared, extra food, water, cash in hand, no fear. It is safe to say that is no longer bullshit anymore. I think it's safe to say for you to have these things on hand and ready, because we have no idea what's going to come. I do know one thing, though. They will do everything they can to infiltrate these, and I know they'll do it. They'll infiltrate these organized rallies, if you will, protests, if you will, that patriots probably are about to do. All right? Be smart. Be vigilant out there. Be very vigilant. Trust no one. Be careful. Look, I mean, I have Josh onto my show from time to time. He was at Ground Zero on January 6th as a photographer, and he was at the Capitol before anybody went over there. And he's told his story on my show, and I've heard quite a bit about it, and he knows all the signs and what to look for, and just be very vigilant is what I'm saying. You know, you'll be able to tell people who are full of it out there. So if you're going to be part of a protest, God bless you. I support you for sure. But just be very vigilant of who comes around you. So, yes, we knew this day would come. Their hate and fear is endless. The jury was bought and paid for. You better believe it was. They even said, coming from Norway right now, said on the news here in Norway to stock up on food. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's a fair statement there. I can't help but feel that the MAGA family are going to be somehow set up or targeted now. Something is coming. We all experienced it on January 6th, okay? And I have to say, yes, I have to agree with you. We know it's going to come in some form. They're going to use every incident, every isolated incident, every incident that has to, unfortunately, would turn violent or some fight or something like that. We're going to be blamed for it, okay? As a matter of fact, right now, don't be surprised if you see this. If you see what looks like to you as Trump supporters with MAGA hats on, all right, out there in the streets, and then doing those things that we said not to do, starting fires, overturning cars, and creating violence. If you see that, you know it's not us. And right now is a prime opportunity for them to unleash their Antifa thugs out in the streets of America and start their summer of love in the guise of MAGA patriots. So, as a matter of fact, I'd probably see that coming tonight. It'd be something else. Yes, BLM, Antifa, antics under MAGA guys. So, yeah, it's pretty. We pretty much know their playbook right now. So let me take another quick check on Twitter here. Let me see if there's X. I keep calling it that. I'm never going to get used to that. Just to make sure why I have you here, if there's anything at all. Let me check on Telegram too. Stay with me. I'm about to get off the air. And okay, so I'm going to read something from you now. Adam Schiff has put out something. I'm reading it with you. Today, 12 ordinary American citizens found a former president guilty of dozens of felonies, despite his effort to distract, delay, and it's moving fast. Delay and deny justice arrived for Donald Trump all the same, and the rule of law has prevailed. Don't worry, Adam. Your day is coming, my friend. Okay. Eric Trump, May 30th, 2024. Might be remembered as the day Donald J. Trump won the presidential election of 2024. Yes, Donald Trump's donation page on Insider Paper. Donald Trump's donation page has crashed after the verdict. So that's what's going on. It has crashed. Everybody wants to donate. All right. Okay. Let me see here. Let me go. Let me just take a look. Let's see if I got anything else. Doing my best for you folks. Okay. So, Donald Trump has posted. Okay. Let me grab this and I'll put it on your screen. Donald Trump has posted. All right. Let me bring it up on your screen so you can see it. All right. All right. At 18:02, which is moments ago at 6:02 p.m. Eastern. Victory on November 5th. Save America. So there it is. There it is from Donald Trump on Truth Social. Victory on November 5th. Save America. So now he has set, or white hats, if you will, have set the table. Have made people feel this, and I guarantee you that there are people on the left side and on the Democrat side who may be Trump haters, okay, who may be Trump haters, but they're also saying to themselves right now tonight, they're saying, "Damn, I can't believe they convicted him on all 34 counts." Even they're probably shocked as much as we are. Okay, so here we are. All right. What? Oh, good question. Let me take a look. Let's go. We'll go on together. How about that? What does Q Post 1802 say? So he posted at 1802. So we'll do both. We'll do 1802 and we'll do 602. Okay, so we'll do 1802 first. All right, and that's why I believe True Social uses the military time. There you go. 1802. 1802 says something big is about to drop. So Donald Trump, and let me download that. Okay. So what we just did, and I'll bring this up. So I'll show you how this works. We did this first time I probably ever done anything like this live on the air to show how Q drops match up. All right. So we go here once again. Okay. Let me take down. Sorry. Stephanie, you've been a big help. All of you have been a great help. Appreciate you very much. So 1802, you see there on the time stat, the Donald Trump just posted shortly ago. Victory on November 5th, Save America. All right. And then if you go to 1802 in a match, it says something big is about to drop. And that's dated, the Delta is dated August 2nd, 2018. Doesn't mean, that date doesn't necessarily mean it has to match August 2nd at all. This is how things work. We're matching timestamps. All right. We're matching real-time events. So again, like I said, victory on November 5th, Save America at 1802. And 1802 says something big is about to drop. So again, Patriots, buckle up because it is here. Let me just check out of curiosity. Let me check 602 as well and see if there's another match that would go along with. And no, that's a YouTube link, which would be. Oh, it's got the video that the old one from 7 years ago, the video that will get Donald Trump elected. Doesn't mean that's a match, but the 1802 seems to match. Okay. So there it is. All right. Okay. And that's it. All right. So what I'd like to do, okay, people are saying now in the comments, we have a large crowd at Trump Tower. I'm sure it's huge. Okay. I'm sure it is. Let me go jump over to Fox. I'm going to jump over to Fox. I'm going to share the Fox tab right now and give you a live feed. All right. Because they have a live feed of the streets, it looks like. Let me jump in there real quick.
Decided that yesterday, after weeks of a trial, was the day they had to finally go to New York and address all the cameras. I will point out, they said they only did that press conference in New York outside the trial because that's where all the cameras are. Well, next week, all the cameras are going to be right by Campaign HQ in Wilmington, Delaware for Hunter's gun trial. We don't expect to hear much from President Biden about that or this. He is not here at the White House. He and the rest of the First family are in Delaware right now. They are marking today, which is the 9th anniversary of Beau Biden's passing. So the first on-camera reaction, or at least the first chance at that, is going to be at some point tomorrow, either when the president is coming back or when he is hosting the Kansas City Chiefs for their Super Bowl presentation here at the White House, Brett.
Peter, what is next physically for the president as far as a campaign trail? Do we have anything on that?
They're going to use the world stage to try to show that the president is the diplomat in the race, because we don't think he's going to have anything all weekend. And then at the beginning of next week, he will fly to France for the 80th anniversary of D-Day, which fits in with the whole Biden campaign theme of the last couple months, that he is a defender of democracy. We also hear Joe Biden talk a lot about a report that Donald Trump and his allies dispute in the Atlantic, that Trump went to France for a different anniversary 5 years ago and called the people that were buried there suckers and losers. You can expect next week to be a lot more of President Biden bringing that back while he talks about democracy and threats to democracy and freedom versus fascism. But in terms of actually going to the Great Lakes blue wall states or the Sun Belt states, that's not going to come for a couple more weeks. It seems like the big they're building up for a trip to Europe and then practice for the debate, which is in less than a month.
That's right. Okay, Peter Doocy, stand by if you would. Thank you. I want to go back to the legal Eagles really quickly,
Okay.
Jonathan and Trey and Shannon.
All right, screw the legal Eagles. I don't like any of them. All right, so I'm going to remove that. So here's what I'd like to do. All right. I just want to give a quick update on all my social media pages. I'm going to take a short break. I have to get something to eat. I will be back with you throughout the rest of the night. You can definitely count on me. I really appreciate you. Thanks to everybody else who's watching around other parts of the world outside the United States. I really appreciate your support. So again, share anything that I post. It's greatly appreciated. Another warning. I have no idea what's going to happen, but if I go down on Facebook, you know where else to find me. in every one of my social media accounts, including Facebook right now, in the bio description, wherever I'm at, there's a link to my link tree that goes to all of my social media platforms. So you can never, when I go missing, you can't say, where'd he go? You can find me everywhere. So we pretty much practiced for this moment for a long time. So God bless you guys. I'm going to get out of here. All right. And I will talk to you very soon. I'll be back with you momentarily. All right.